So before you get started on your research plan for Project 3, I wanted to go over the assignment guidelines for Project 3 with you just to make sure we're all on the same page and you know exactly what you're doing before you start the research plan. So I'm going to share my screen with you for a second. Okay, so here is the module for Project 3. I just want to make sure everyone knows where everything is and you'll be able to find everything nice and easy. So this is the Project 3 module. You'll see here is the topic brainstorm that we did together in class before spring break. This is a list of your topics for Project 3 that you can review at any time. If you'd like to change your topic, you can go back and look through these and see if you can find something that you're more interested in. Just remember that it's really important for this project that you have a topic you're really excited about working with because you're going to be spending a lot of time with it. And we all know from Project 2 that the more invested in our topic we are, the more we actually care about the research we're doing, the better chance that we're going to be successful in our research. So make sure you have a topic that's associated somehow with your major or things that you're interested in, excited about, and you can use this list of topics to help you if needed. Here is the assignment itself. Project 3, Evaluative Bibliography of Research. This is the research blog and reflection. That is 20% of the assignment grade. Here is the grading criteria for the assignment. This is the research plan that you are going to do with me by video in just a few moments. Here is a handout to help you make sense of sources as you're doing your research. Here's a workshop we'll be doing a little bit later on in a couple class periods when we start working on writing the evaluative bibliography. And then there's a peer review that we'll be taking care of later as well. There's also a module here for the research presentations that are part of Project 3. And these are going to be worth 5% of your final grade. You'll see this is the actual assignment. There's grading here. And some helpful tips for oral presentations. And then, as always, my open revision policy, you can always revise any assignment in here that you would like once you've received your feedback on it. So let's go ahead and look at the guidelines for Project 3. The whole project is worth 15% of your grade, and 20 points of this grade includes the research blog and reflection. So the assignment overview, you're supposed to produce an evaluative annotated bibliography that collects, summarizes, and explains the best secondary sources. You'll need 3 or more on your narrowed topic. You're going to do an in-class presentation that's worth 5% of your final grade. And your sources for this project, you need at least 3 scholarly sources. If you have more than 3 sources, you could have some sources that are not scholarly. By scholarly, we mean sources that are peer-reviewed, and our librarian is going to help us next class come up with, or use the library databases to come up with good scholarly sources that are peer-reviewed. In your annotated bibliography, you're going to summarize your source, explain its rhetorical context, and you know about rhetorical context from 101. You're going to be thinking about the journal, its audience, the purpose of the article, the conversation it references, the genre conventions, the organization, the kinds of evidence it uses to support its argument, any disciplinary assumptions or values that you see. We're going to be talking more about these things when we do the drafting for the rhetorical bibliography. You're also going to need to tell me how the source helps you understand your topic and all of its complexity. So you need 3 or more sources. Each is going to have a correct citation in MLA format, a paragraph telling us the main argument and main points of the article, a description of the rhetorical context of the article, a discussion of why you chose the article. Out of all the sources that were available on your topic, why did you choose this one? What does it help you understand about your topic? A discussion of how your article compares with the other articles in your bibliography, how it fits the overall conversation of your topic. You have to include copies of all your sources. So you're going to need to download the PDFs when you go to do your library research. Download the PDFs to your computer so that you have them and you can post them on Canvas for me to take a look at. The overarching purpose of this project is to slow down your research process and practices. We're going to try to move away from some of the unhealthy research habits we saw in Project 2 and move towards some better habits. So here's the process that we're going to be using. First, we're going to develop a narrowed research topic and a focused research question. That's what we're going to be working on today in this class period. Then the next steps, we're going to be finding the actual articles, the next class period, and then we're going to be starting to put together that rhetorical bibliography. So it's really important that you know the grading for this project, half of the points that you get for this project relies on the quality of your sources. So the quality of your sources that you find for this project is really important. It means that you really need a good focused research topic that's going to allow you to find relevant quality sources. There's a sample entry here that you can take a look at. So this gives you a sense of what your rhetorical bibliography citation for each source should probably look like. And then I want to go back and really quickly review. Sorry, that's project 2. I want to really quickly review the research blog and reflection. So for your research blog and reflection, you need to be keeping track of the strategies that you're using in finding your sources. You want to keep track of the maybe failures, but also successes as you're searching for sources. You can use the blog to ask questions, to agree or engage with a source, and you're going to need a minimum of 2 entries during your research process. One of them should probably be taking place during our next class period when we actually start doing the library research. You can keep your blog electronically or on paper. If you keep it on paper, you can always just take a photo and upload it to Canvas that way, since we're not going to be meeting in person. You're going to use it to evaluate the databases that you're using for your search, any websites or search terms, any overall strategies you use to locate sources. We're going to be starting to think about search terms today in our workshop for Project 3. You're also going to think about the strengths and weaknesses of your research approach. The research blog itself does not have to be formal. It can be really informal. It can consist of bullet points. It doesn't have to have complete sentences. Your reflection paper, on the other hand, is a more traditional style writing. You will need to use good writing methods for the reflection paper. It should be 1 to 2 pages, double spaced, and you're going to use it to reflect on your experiences with your research. So start with your research strategies, your blog, what you found. You're going to need a working thesis statement about how your research project served you, and you're going to reflect on your research process on the topic so far. Also, you want to think about your further research needs for Project 4. So what were the most challenging parts of the process? Was it locating sources? Was it narrowing the search, evaluating sources? Was it reading and understanding the sources? What worked well in your process that you might use again in a future project? What was less successful that you might want to do differently in the future? And you can bring in ideas from Project 2 sources. Strong reflection papers are going to refer to an idea from at least one of the articles that we read for Project 2. Okay, thanks for listening. You are now ready to get started on the workshop for Project 3.